Well, welcome everybody to our beautiful council chambers, and especially the Knights of Columbus. You're always with us every year that I've had a levee. You've been with us. And of course the children's choir. I think you've been with us most of the years. And of course it's great to have 4 of my counselors with you today. And to have you folks come and join us. I think this year, or this levee, is a very special one, in which we've gone through a year of trials and tribulations, some unfortunate, pessimistic things have happened, and people have become a little pessimistic. But last night, I was at the Mississauga Celebration Square. I estimate we had maybe 20,000 people there who came to enjoy their square and to enjoy the fireworks at 12 midnight when we brought in the new year. You see, it's so wonderful that Council had the foresight to revamp our square and to make it more a people's place. And I can assure you that it has become truly a people's place. Every day there are people on the square, both winter and summer, enjoying the facility, and especially in the winter enjoying that beautiful, beautiful sheet of ice, which, by the way, I'll be out skating on it after we greet a lot of people. They convinced me to put my skates on this year. I'll be out there. Well, let's look back on 2012. A lot of unemployment in the city of Mississauga, much higher than we like, by all means. But we were a manufacturing city to a major degree. Yes, we are a biotechnology city, the 3rd largest in Canada, 2nd to Montreal and Toronto. And that has been a great asset for us. Our development in regard to residential has slowed up. We're now into infilling and redevelopment. And as such, it poses problems. Because unfortunately, people has a nice vacant piece of land next to them, and somebody comes along and wants to build on it, they would like to make it into a lovely park. And so we do have challenges with infilling and redevelopment. But what we have been able to do, in my opinion, is to build a city for people. You know, right from the very beginning, we did not go for all the big facilities, you know, like even the Hershey Center or the Living Arts Center. When I took over as mayor in 1978, the population was 270,000. It's now 750,000. Think about it. We brought 500,000 people into this city. And I think we've done a pretty good job of looking after them in regard to all the many services. And that's why we concentrated on the everyday services that people need. Community centers, libraries, baseball diamonds, soccer fields, arenas, etc. And 7,000 acres of parks. Because we felt that a lot of young families had moved into the city. And as such, we wanted to make sure that they would grow up in a city that provided them with the everyday needs. Needless to say, excellent water, and of course sewer capacity. And even in the wintertime, I think we do a pretty good job of looking after the roads and clearing them. Because I get a lot of compliments that when they go outside of Mississauga, they run into some problems with snow. We look after snow in Mississauga. So we've looked after the people. And we've brought a lot of economic development to Mississauga. When you think of the assessment, the commercial and industrial assessment that we did. Now, we are importing more people in the morning than goes out. And when I took over as mayor, people went out in the morning and came home at night. Now they're coming out to Mississauga. And as we build an economic base second to none, we now are providing jobs for Milton and Burlington and Oakville and Georgetown and even Brampton. So therefore our traffic in the city has increased considerably. But that's because we've been a success. They wouldn't be coming here if we didn't have the jobs in Mississauga for them. We have the jobs, and we're creating more. And even though our residential development is down, ladies and gentlemen, and young people, our commercial industrial is still going ahead. So we are so fortunate in attracting international companies. We have 90-some Japanese companies. We have over 80 German companies. And I could go on with the way in which the international and now a number of Chinese companies have come to Mississauga. And so we're building an international base to create jobs so people will live and work in the same community. That's the objective of the staff of the city and the mayor and members of council of the city, having people live and work in the same community. Well, last night I asked, I know you all adopted resolutions. I'd like to see the list you all adopted. It'd be fun. If they would file them into the city, into the mayor's office, I'd be happy to look at them. I think it's exciting to sit down and figure out what are we going to do in 2013. Well, I asked the citizens last night to do two things, to adopt two of the mayor's resolutions. And one is to keep our city the most crime-free city in Canada. Very important. And you have a major role to play in that, not just the police. It's taking charge of your community in which you live and making sure that crime is limited to zero if possible. And then the other thing I want to try to attain before I retire in 2014, that we are the cleanest city in Canada. No litter. Think about it. Those are two resolutions I would like you all to adopt. Isn't that great? Wouldn't it be something? We've dealt with the budget and the increase. Don't believe what you read in the newspapers. Please check it before you believe it. The increase in taxes was 2.6%, not 7 to 8% as reported by the local wrapper for advertising. You know what that is? The local wrapper for advertising. I think they call it a newspaper. So it just shows you how the press tries to mislead the public. My council worked for many, many hours. Our staff worked for many, many hours. We have not cut your services. In fact, we've added a few. And we have two challenges. One major challenge is to get our transit in an acceptable way in which people can enjoy our transit system and be able to use it and leave their cars at home. So we're putting a lot of money into transit. And then, unfortunately, we had a bug called the ash borer that is ruining our ash trees. And we had to put $50 million in the budget to spend over the next 10 years to try to save our ash trees. And when they die, we plant with other trees. So there are challenges out there. And we want to keep our infrastructure in good shape. We don't want cement falling from the bridges in Mississauga. We want you to drive safely in Mississauga because our infrastructure is up to date. That's what we have accomplished, the mayor and members of council. And I want to thank the councillors, those that are here today, and those that are absent today for many reasons, family reasons, and so forth. I want to thank them for the support, because with the staff and the council working together as a team, we can accomplish so much. And then if we add to the team the citizens of Mississauga, nobody can beat us. Absolutely not. We are the best. So I want to wish you all a very, very happy, healthy New Year. And those that are unemployed, I know that my council joins me in saying, we pray that jobs will open up, that something will come across. But I want you to also know that there is a family in need. Please let us know, because we want to be able to relax and realize and enjoy our term as mayor and members of council, knowing that nobody in Mississauga goes without. There's always someone there to help, and we will make sure that happens. So, let's celebrate!